by way of some history, since 1992 till now, it's been a battle between the two. But of course, the NDC had a good share so far. KEA parliamentary seat is concerned. From 92 till 2004, honorable, it was for the NDC. And of course, Dr. Papa Kwesindum, based on the alliance the MPP and CPP, him had, Dr. Papa Kwesindum took it from 2004 to 2008. And of course, the JS Anna also came in before Nana Atuata came in, and of course is now back to the NDC again. So basically, it's been a battle between the NDC and MPP, and the NDC obviously has taken the big side in terms of the numbers here. And this time around, it looks like one of the areas that we need to look out for. Unfortunately, none of them is here to talk to us, but I have also met the DC here to tell us some of the observations that he has made so far this election is concerned. Honorable.
A point of correction, I'm the MC.
MC, sorry, yes, forgive me.
MC.
Yeah, so tell me, what has been your observation so far?
So far, so very good. The place has been very calm. I know, as you can say, the MPP is winning, and I'm very optimistic about that. When you look at the atmosphere, when you look at the ambience and everything, one thing it tells us that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is winning with our parliamentary candidate winning as well. So far, so very good. I mean, very peaceful election. And as you can see, laughing and going about our normal duties.
All right. So that is it. That happens to be the MCE for Commander Edina Igwafu Abrem. And obviously, he's also here to observe what is happening here. Again, we have, when we go to Infantiman, there's a total of 501 expected voters here at Infantiman. And as at about 5 minutes that I got in touch with them, 420 people have already cast their vote. Very impressive, and we are hoping to see many more people also casting their vote here. But even as I speak with you, there are so many people in queue casting their votes here. It's almost, we have some few minutes to 5, and like we already indicated, it is not over yet. People are still in here, trickling in one after the other, and wanting to cast their vote, as it were. So that is exactly what is happening here at Commander Edina Igwafu Abrem and Elmina, to be precise, where the special voting is taking place here.
Go. What can you tell us about turnout?
I am unable to hear from the studio, but exactly what it is. If you ask me, what is it that the people of KEA are looking out for before casting their vote, especially come December, I will tell you that it's mixed. For the people of Commander Edina Igwafu Abrem, it's mixed. There are a group of them that are farmers. They basically depend on agrarian, that's the farmers. But there are a number of the communities that also lie with the seaside, so they are also fishermen. So issues within the fishing areas is going to take a very predominant place so far as the elections are concerned. Those are the issues they will be looking out for, whilst others will also be looking at it from the farming areas. But basically, unemployment is a major issue people are looking out for so far as these elections are concerned. I have with me somebody who want to maybe share with me a day na one mobile share no matter about this year. Good evening. JBC Sunye. Now then pan a momo share ato aba e wo Commander Edina Igwafu Abrem.
Free HS election ato aba. Free HS election so ato aba.
Oh, okay.
I'm a school, my friend at church, so more than enough.
Oh, all right. Now, problem need them game.
Global network, maybe a problem. Yeah. They want to say,
Oh, okay. So I know your position now. What is the issue of unemployment? We know the creation of employment has been a major issue across the country. KEA not exception is concerned. What can you say to that? Are you not looking at it? Are you not looking at that?
Fishing community na farming community kaka muguso you say abai office Dr. Baunieba senya mo so computer na je se betumi aboma you to be say my
oh okay Okay. So basically, you can see clearly where he stands and where he is coming from based on the conversation I'm having with him. But let me try and get other people to also tell us exactly what they are looking out for in this particular election. Let's get here, Senior. Oh, they are willing to talk to us, but definitely I will get somebody to talk to us about what exactly the people of Commended are looking out for. Senior, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And the election, special voting in the on the 7th, we will have the main elections. And then Pana KE for more share home Atraba Afi.
Na election e kemam kiri e kachira adwen nya ntokwa no bia ko police station wa onkolonko to na aba nemu ma bia o se ehwe ne de to aba e ya sitinem e de yakoso wo nti se wo tia na se wo tie nya se wo hwe na se wa sitinem yakoso na ya ofia no ato aba nemu wo hwe na se anwo kire ekue ya joma ma abro so na 727 cities and 7 abro 120 Ghana cities se na ba hwe de ato aba de afine na dokuno ya wa sire na dokuno du to be cities na ba hwe de ato aba fine. Mamas, I didn't know peace. We need peace. NDP and DC, we are the same. The most important thing is we are all Ghanaians. I didn't say you are just saying you are Ghana for. So, Hobia, Hobia, yeah, fellow Ghanaian. Then you have asked me, you never talk about 7 another Ghanaian special vote. You see for the on some of the things that both parties they are able to resolve challenges and get to go there. Minimum 77 more main elections. The Bible said, when first you go to Abana Pana, you can go to your house. About 5 in your county, while you are waiting result from GMS, who is the EC chairperson. The most second team said, I have seen here after 7 December, they say Ghana that need to develop. So I will ask and urge everyone, to embrace peace after you go for the 7 December general election.
All right. So basically, that is the studio. So basically, the people are divided, as we can see from this interview, and either here or there. But whatever the case is, the special voting has been that peaceful. We are just left with some few minutes away, and it's been that peaceful. And when you come around, almost all of them are having good conversation and doing their vote, and that is exactly what we are looking forward to. And it is likely that we will achieve whatever we want to do. Now, do you want to tell me something?
Oh no, I don't.
Well, you don't want to tell us anything?
Unless you ask me something.
Yeah. So what is it that you are from KEA, right?
Exactly.
So what is it that the people of KEA are looking out for? What is it that they are looking at to vote come 7th December?
Oh, just to control the system.
Which system?
Another system, the MPP.
Okay.
MPP agenda is what they are looking at to continue.
Okay.
But they are enjoying a lot of benefits.
Okay.
From the government.
Okay.
There's no way Ghanaians want to lose that opportunity.
Okay.
So that is the reason for the anxiety and what is going on around.
All right. So obviously, I know where it's also coming from, but basically, that is it. For here, it's been that peaceful, it's been that calm, and people are just anxious, are waiting to see the end of the exercise, which, of course, is inching quite close, and that is what we are hoping for. It's been beautiful, and so we will still be here, and whatever it is that we need to let you know, we will do that still.
Well, thank you so much, Kingsley, for that update and for all the comments from the people in the constituency you've been speaking to. Now, Kingsley has been reporting from the KEA constituency in the central region. And as you've heard from him, we have just a few minutes to end voting today. We have just about 35 minutes. Yes, just around 35 minutes to end voting today. So we'll be touching base with some of our correspondents across the country. I know that Thelma will be speaking to our correspondent in the Anyaa-Sowutuom constituency.
Indeed. Ankoma is standing by to share some details with us, not too far from the Wager area. Remember that Anyaa-Sowutuom previously was part of the Wager constituency. Now it's a standalone, and we're going to get some details of what's going on there. Enoch, if you have something to share with us, let's hear it now. What are you picking from the ground?
Thank you very much. Here is the Anyaa-Sowutuom constituency, where the special voting is ongoing in the premises of Sowutuom police station, where they have one center but splitted into two. Speaking earlier this morning with the presiding officer for the station B, in the person of Isaac J. Bafo, he said the splitting is to curtail the traffic that will come if voters come in bulk. So they split it for A and B so that they'll be able to vote and then there will be no traffic. So that is what is happening over here. And then they are expecting a voter turnout of 822 people to be voted. But as of now, I speak with you, Center B, I've seen 311 people voted already. And then A, I've also seen some 285 people. And the pace at which the voters were coming in the morning to vote has slowed down. So now it's been in the dots. They are just coming one by one. But we are expecting that before 5 o'clock, a huge number of people would come and vote so that the turnout will be massive. So this is what is happening. And it will interest you to know that out of the 12 candidates for the presidential, only 4 of the parties are having their party agents here, meaning the NDC, the Movement for Change, the NPP, and the New Force. The rest of the candidates are not having their party agents here. I don't know if they are not interested or something. But the parliamentary is a banter between the two Emmanuels, the NPP candidate Elder Emmanuel Tobin and NDC candidate Emmanuel Aditi Aluki. They are contesting for the parliamentary. So far so good. The place is very calm and serene, and everything is ongoing. So far there has not been any discrepancies, no problem, no challenges so far. So I can say so far so good at Anyaa-Sowutuom, where the voting is ongoing in the premises of Sowutuom police station.
And what can you share with us in terms of details of the demographics when it comes to the people of the constituency? I know that Anyaa is a huge town on its own, and so is Sowutuom.
Some of them are saying that, okay, so if by 7th December, they've not seen any changes in the roads, in the water situation over here, especially the major problem over here in Sowutuom is the water problem. So that has been a very big challenge that they are saying that they need to see something. They need to see something before 7th December. They go to the polls to vote. Other than that, they may change the parliamentary candidate. And it will interest you to know that the current parliamentary candidate or the current MP for Anyaa-Sowutuom is no more the one on the ballot. When they went for primary, he lost to Elder Emmanuel. He may change hands. So that has been the talk of town. And others too are saying, irrespective of all these challenges, they know that the MP is doing his best and he is trying. So they have high hopes that if they continue with the same party as their member of parliament, he will come and then solve all their problems. So PM, when we are done with voting, we see where the power is going to land.
Enoch, keep safe. We'll touch base with you again when we're able. Enoch Ankoma is our correspondent reporting to us from Anyaa-Sowutuom. Doreen, so a lot of the sentiment we are reading from across the country appear to be the same. The determining factors, the economy, some say water, roads, energy. So when it comes to our power supply, and people are trying to gauge whether their members of parliament are delivering on these targets or not, to decide whether to vote for them, to retain them in power or their parties, because some, like in the case of Anyaa-Sowutuom, Dr. Dixon Adumakokisi has lost out to another candidate, and they're looking to see if the party is worth voting again for if the previous candidate has worked hard to meet their expectations.
So, I don't know if my memory serves me right. I think it's mostly gone the way of the NPP.
It has mostly gone.
Yes, indeed.
When the wager constituency
or something like that, and of course those that are voting also, which include the security and the journalists, you don't expect that. I mean, I think they know what they are doing. So it was very calm and still calm here. Just that it's about, they have about 300 or more than 300 people have cast their votes, and there's no one in the queue as I speak now at this Garrison Primary School, Bishop Camp number 1.
Walker, who are the candidates on the ballot for this constituency?
We have Honorable, or let me say, Mr. Joseph Akwai-Tetese, who is the, let me say, incumbent MP here in the name of the National Democratic Congress, and also William Asante, William Asante, who is also the candidate for the NPP. They have all been here since morning, monitoring the process of this exercise.
And when it comes to Katamanso, what are the most pressing issues that you have identified from speaking and interacting with the voters?
You can mention of roads, you can mention of social amenities in this constituency. People complain about clinics or hospitals, like say health facilities, as I mentioned, roads, and sometimes schools. But speaking to the incumbent MP, Mr. Joseph Akwai-Tetese, he mentioned that in fact people have been accusing him of not using the district common fund to do anything. But for him, he had used the district common fund to care for a lot of tertiary students, up to about 400,000 cities. 40,000 cities, as well as enroll people onto the national health insurance, about 6,000 of them. Also built clinic at OEB and Apollonia and so forth. So even though people are complaining, or people complain about those things, for him, he has done a lot. However, what we have picked is that some people are also complaining of his leadership, that you don't really see what he has done, even though he has said that he has done a lot. And of course, we pick signals that they said they'll vote skirt and blouse over here.
In the Katamanso area, it's very close to the industrial city of Tema. Are jobs a thing? Because Tema is known widely as an industrial hub in Ghana. We have the Tema Oil Refinery and other key companies located within that enclave. What's the job situation like, and what do young people want?
For this one, I would not really say or specifically about Katamanso. Of course, generally, job issues in Ghana has become one of the problems or troubles that we all talk about. So it will not be really specific about Katamanso. It's the same issue here. The last time I checked, let me give you a bit of statistics. Generally in Ghana, Ghana has about 3.8 unemployment rate. However, then because of the number, about 30 million people here in Ghana, as a population, working force, being a lot of youth and all that, means that that number is very significant. So I will not really talk about Katamanso specifically. Maybe I'm yet to get that information or that report to say, but generally in Ghana, we have this problem. Yeah. So that's what I can say, not specifically on Pong, and I'm sure it's not different from the Katamanso district constituency.
It's one of the seats that has persistently voted the NDC. Does it appear that that wind is likely to change, or is it leaning more towards, from what you are gathering on the ground, maintaining the status quo as is?
For the people, for what we pick, as people say they will vote skirt and blouse, for the incumbent MP, Mr. Joseph Akwete Tete, he said he knows he will win. And of course, earlier in this or today, the Greater Accra Regional chairperson of the National Democratic Congress, Mr. Ashimo, was here. And at that time, he said he had visited lots of constituencies, 10 of them. So this was the 11th. And he said the voting had been peaceful. So he said what he has seen, specifically this from Katamanso and this special voting, he will get, or the NPC will get between 50 and 60%. However, on the other hand, that's Mr. William Opotu Asante, who is the NPP candidate, also said that he will win hands down. And of course, as we hear, it looks like people want to switch from the NDP to the NPP this time, even though they might vote in terms of the presidential election, they will vote for Mr. John Mahama, but when it comes to the parliamentary, they will vote for the NPP.
Walker, keep safe. We'll connect with you again when we can. Walker Abraduma has been reporting to us from Katamanso, a seat widely held by the NDC, considered a safe seat for the NDC actually. But this time, NPP's candidate, Mr. William Ofosu Asante, hoping to wrest that seat from the incumbent Joseph Akwete Tete, who polled 55.33% in the last election to beat the NPP's Hope Sinadoye, who got 42.27% of votes. So we'll still bring you more details as and when we get them. But there are a lot happening on this special voting day, and the OSP has been out and about.
Yes, he's issued a statement. It has to do with happenings with corruption. He's talking about anti-corruption and whatever it is that's related to the elections, and particularly this special voting. We know that we've had some cases in the Anyaa-Sowutuom West Wogon that there's been some sharing of certain things. We don't know exactly what, because we are not there, we cannot tell. And so the OSP released a statement, sort of in a way monitoring what's happening and maybe intends to take an action. So I would read what the OSP is saying, and it says this headline, Presidential and Parliamentary Elections 2024. It says the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, has deployed its anti-corruption mandate and powers to assure the sanctity of the 2024 general elections through prevention, control, and repression of corruption, fraud, and unfair practices in relation to the elections. Now, the OSP admonishes all officers charged with the counting of votes at the polling stations, collation centers, and the transmission and publication of the outcome of the elections that it is a grave of whether, maybe apart from what we're hearing from Anyaa-Sowutuom West Wogon, we have similar incidents of maybe vote buying, falsifying documents, impersonation, and any other thing happening in other constituencies.
I'm impressed that this is coming up at this time, because it gives you the caution before you go out there and attempt to, put any thoughts into action, because there is a warning, and now you cannot say that you did not know. And just like we saw in previous elections, where some came out to boldly say, captured on video, that we gave this amount of money and we expected this. The OSP says he's on to you. So try and color within the lines and don't fall foul of the gavel of Kisi Ejaben's court. We'll try and get with our other correspondents across the country, and we'll go this time to Awutu Senya East, and our reporter Dorothy Kumaibo is standing by to give us some details. Dorothy, what can you tell us is happening from that part of the central region not too far from Accra? Yes, Dorothy, thank you for making time. I'm glad that we are hearing from you. What updates can you share with us at this time?
Okay, Thelma, I am straining to hear you, but if you can hear me, I am at the Awutu Senya East constituency, and the special voting is currently taking place at the Kaswa Police Headquarters, the Divisional Police Command, to be precise. We have two polling centers here. We have Center A, which comprises 648 legible voters. And at Center B, we have the same number, actually 648 eligible voters are expected to cast their ballots during this special voting exercise. Now, as we speak currently, about 1,181 voters have turned out to cast their ballots. So we are still expecting some 115 eligible voters to turn out to cast their votes. The total number of eligible voters here at the Awutu Senya East constituency is 1,296. So far, 1,181 have turned out to cast their votes.
Security is a big issue in that constituency, with Kaswa itself becoming notorious for some not so safe situations. What are the people expecting as they go ahead to cast this special ballot and ahead of the December 7 election proper?
Hello?
Dorothy, I'm asking of security and the preparations that have gone ahead, considering the terrain of Kaswa itself and its surrounding areas.
Thelma, I'm sorry, but the line is so bad, I can hardly hear you.
We'll try to connect with you again, and then we'll get...
What you were asking me. Are you asking about the feeling right now?
Dorothy, I think we'll try and work the lines and get back to you. I want to get a sense of what security is like, considering what we know about the area and Kaswa itself being bearing the brunt of some name calling. I'm sure, Doreen, that you've also monitored proceedings in Kaswa and some of the concerns that people there would raise with regards to security. I was hoping that we could get Dorothy's thoughts on what the people are expecting as they go ahead, because there are certain constituencies where the EC is very, very particular about, and some of these areas are on the flagged list, and we want to get a sense of whether people are okay using this special voting as a test for what we should expect on 7th.
Security in Kaswa is something that many people talk about. If you go on social media, everything bad comes from Kaswa, quote unquote. So, which is quite worrying, because if really that were to be the case, then I don't see a lot of my friends live in Kaswa. So there's a lot of movement that we make to and fro. Many of GBC's good workers are from that side of town, and so we would want to see what the security there would be like on a day like today, to give us an idea of what Saturday could potentially look like. We'll try and work the lines and get back to Dorothy and see what she has to say. Dorothy, I believe that you're back on the line. Can you hear us better now? Can you hear us better now, Dorothy?
Hello.
Yes, I'm hoping that now the lines are a bit clearer so that you paint a picture of what security is like there for us. I don't think Dorothy can hear us. Dorothy, are you there?
Hello.
I can hear you.
Thelma, I am here. I am trying to establish contacts. I don't know, the network here is not favorable at all.
Perhaps the network should be one of the issues that the people of Awutu Senya East should be concerned about, because we're trying to get a sense of what's happening there now. It's only special voting, with 1,296 persons casting ballots at 2 polling stations stationed at the Kaswa police station. And if we can't get a call through today, can we get a call through?
Eligible voters, right?
We are asking about security and what people are saying about safety matters within the constituency.
Oh my. Hello?
I don't think we can hear Dorothy, so perhaps we can move on to other matters. The OSP issuing that warning against corruption or perceived or corruption, what a perception of corruption is what they call it.
Maybe the act of corruption itself, impersonation, vote buying,
intimidation. And vote buying comes in many forms.
Indeed.
So if you're sharing something on election day, does that constitute vote buying?
And the time with which you share it. In fact, sharing is an issue, and the time. Do you share it before people go and vote?
Or after?
Or after people go and vote. Must you share it at the polling station?
Perhaps we'll get some of our legal brains to explain the technicalities of some of these things to us, because we need to understand it's not just what is written. They said there's a letter and a spirit of the law. So our learned friends from the learned side would interpret some of these things to us in a bit more detail. If not today, then in the lead up to the elections and on election day proper, and our coverage thereafter. Remember that the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation will bring you live, up-to-date, credible reports on the election. Whatever happens across the country, our eyes and ears are on the ground, and we will tell it to you as it happens. So more happenings within the space of social media and happenings. Let's focus for a minute, just a little bit on Parliament, because it looks like finally Speaker Bagbin.
But it's still at a time where he felt would be good, because, you know, in the last letter he responded to Anyaa-Sowutuom. He indicated that he would not call Parliament before the elections. He will not recall Parliament.
And he stuck to his guns.
Yeah, he stuck to his guns. He's called Parliament after the elections, when everybody knows their smoothness level. You're going to thousands. So, I mean, the Speaker says he's recalling Parliament on the 16th of December, which is after the elections. And so, I mean, we wait to see what happens in the House, especially with the case of, we don't know who is majority, who is minority. The Supreme Court has indicated that indeed the NPP is the majority, but the Speaker failed to even indicate that in his response to the majority leader, Alexander Anyaa-Sowutuom. So we are waiting to see what really happens in the House on the said date.
Today issued from the Office of Parliament a notice of commencement of the 7th meeting of the 4th session of the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana. And the letter from the Office of the Speaker reads, pursuant to Order 58 of the Standing Orders of the Parliament of Ghana, I, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, Speaker of Parliament, hereby give notice that the 7th meeting of the 4th session of the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic shall commence on Monday, the 16th of December 2024 at 10 o'clock in the forenoon at a place to be appointed by the Speaker in due course. Dated in the Office of the Speaker of Parliament, Accra, the 2nd day of December 2024. So by then, hopefully, we'll get a sense of who is going back into Parliament, who isn't, and perhaps an idea of what the majority and minority side would look like come January 7. For now, on the 16th of December, we'll see who sits where.
But some feel that, you know, the consequence or the results of the election is sort of going to have an impact on proceedings in the House on the 16th. So if you are going into the House knowing that you are now the majority or you are now the minority, then you sort of take a certain position which, you know, either makes you feel safe or you're like, well, I'm going out. So what really is the sense of really taking any decision?
And how can we forget how this Parliament started in the first place? We are waiting with bated breath to see how it ends. It may not have started as pleasantly as we would have wanted, because we are a country that prides itself on being hospitable, but we wait to see how we will end it. And we hope that we can all be proud of how the session bows out eventually. So we are looking to our MPs to be true representatives of the Ghanaian spirit of tolerance, of peace, and of unity. So we're still monitoring proceedings. The polls close in 7 minutes. Dorothy, hopefully this time will hear us. Thank you for making the time to join us again, Dorothy. Hopefully the internet is working. Is the internet connectivity one of the issues voters are concerned about? Because I was asking about security, especially for Kaswa and its environs in this time that the special voting is happening. What's security like these days there?
Okay, Thelma, thank you. You are asking about the security situation.
Indeed.
Here. Because the special voting at the Awutu Senya East is being held at the headquarters, the police headquarters, I can assure you that the security here is quite heavy. There's heavy security presence here. And then the exercise was smooth. We witnessed a little misunderstanding here when security personnel came to cast his presidential ballot. He forgot to take his parliamentary ballot sheet to cast that one as well. So when he was walking out of the exit, a police prompted him, so he had to come back. He decided to come back to the presiding officer to make complaint that he didn't vote for the parliamentary, but some of the party agents, once he had the indelible ink on his little finger, they said they wouldn't allow him to go ahead to cast the parliamentary ballot. So he was disenfranchised when it comes to the parliamentary ballot.
What did the party agents say with regards to this development?
Come again, you said, what did the
political party representatives say in response to this development?
Okay, so their concern was, especially with the NDC, their concern was once he had left the queue and was almost at the exit, and then he came back to say that he didn't take for the parliamentary ballot. They raised concerns that they weren't going to allow him to go through that process. So he was able to just vote for the presidential and not the parliamentary. By the way, both main contenders for this particular constituency are here. The incumbent, the Honorable Howard Thompson is here, as well as that of the NDC, Honorable Anyaa-Sowutuom is also here. They've been here since morning and they are still here as I talk to you.
Have you gleaned their thoughts on this development? Because I presume that the EC setup is pretty standard and you're supposed to move from one point to another. So how could it be that somebody got to a certain point, got out of the queue and wanted back in? Where was the disconnect? I want to understand that.
Okay, so to him, so when you take for the parliamentary, you go and then vote. Then the next two tables we have for the parliamentary. So when he took the presidential ballot, he voted, he thought he was done. So when he was going, and a police prompted him, for him, I think I spoke to him right after the scuffle had come down, and then he said he thought we were just voting for the presidential today, and then the parliamentary will be done maybe in subsequent days, as in Saturday or any other day. But I think the education didn't go down well. He is a police personnel, and then people were raising concerns that this should not come from somebody of his caliber. So that was what they were saying here. Just for peace to reign, they decided not to allow him to vote for the parliamentary, and then he had to go quite disappointed though.
Right. Dorothy, I'm sure that both parties have come to some kind of mutual agreement to arrive at this decision, and both will be happy with how things stand going forward, because it would mean there would be more votes in one box than in another box, at least by one. And if both parties, or if all the candidates have accepted this to be the best way possible, then I guess we can move on to other matters.
Yes, it was amicably solved. Because people were raising concerns that anybody with the indelible ink on the little finger can just walk back to the presiding officer to say that I forgot to vote for parliamentary, I did only for presidential, or I did parliamentary, I didn't do presidential. So just to let sleeping dogs fly, they told the gentleman that he can't vote for the parliamentary.
Dorothy, thank you for getting back to us and for answering some of our questions. Dorothy Yeboah is just giving us live report from Awutu Senya East constituency, where incumbent Madam Howard Thompson and the NDC's PC, Madam Koyo, are contesting head-to-head with other candidates, but the two largely tipped to be one or the other who picks up that ballot. This is our running coverage of special voting 2024.
Yes, Delma, this is our running coverage, but let me just inform our viewers that at 5 o'clock, GTV will take off the special voting program to make way for adult education, but we'll still be on GBC News, so please do not go away. Stay with us at 5, which is just, I think, a minute away. We're taking off this program from GTV to make way for adult education, but stay with us on GBC.
They're receiving news of the close of polls.
We are back to the voting center for the Subin constituency, being hosted by the Ashanti Central Police Command headquarters. Yes, voting is almost ended. We are waiting for the election officials to declare the voting process to have ended officially for the materials to be mobilized and sent for custody at the police premises. But for now, we have quite a number of people who have already gathered here to witness what is happening now. But before I give you a shot of what is happening, it appears that the turnout has been very, very encouraging, at least from the centers we have toured so far today. It has been very impressive. For now, at the Subin Center here, where we have two centers, Center A and Center B. Center A and B, they have 690 voters on the register each. 690 here, 690 there. Together, Subin has 1,380 voters on the list. As of now, or just about 10 minutes to this time, we had 609 of the voters voting or coming to exercise their franchise at Center A out of 690. So you could see that 80. Yes, the number appears quite encouraging. 609 out of 690 coming to vote. So 81 of them couldn't come, but the number is quite appreciable. For Center B, as about 10 minutes away before now, we had 575 out of the 690 of the eligible voters coming to exercise their franchise. So that was also quite impressive out of 690. And so you could see that the turnout has been very impressive. Now I want to give you a shot of how the closing activities are unfolding. Now you have people already gathering. We have observers from the ECOWAS observer mission also here. Yes, you are seeing them in your shot. These are the representatives of the ECOWAS observer mission coming to observe things for themselves. And I'm sure whatever is panning out is going to feature in their report later after the general election. So these are some of the shots from the Subin Center, which is being hosted at the Ashanti Central Police Headquarters here in Kumasi, where the attendance has been quite impressive so far. I'm going to engage some of the key actors in the exercise. Yes, to find out so far. I have the parliamentary candidate for LPG. Yes, there you have her in your shot. We're going to engage her. She's been here since morning. She's been here since morning. Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Good evening, sorry. Because we are all tired. Sorry, you have been here since morning, and I guess you must be tired. You must be tired.
Very, very tired. Good. So far, so good. Everything is going very perfectly. And then Uncle wants me, she's the main one. Ever could see ya. Some say, you couldn't see ya, it didn't shake a second break. Now, me your oba, now me Falconia Swaka say, Muma oba, Emra. Subin constituency, a son say, a mother biani de biane, a kind say, and so ye busty not a mamma in this I do not ma, Baba Ribby, I recognize the message. Say, Mumma meets me, my poor me one. Yes, say, anybody be a baby would see at their mammy, and the young pants to say, Bibia Akosu, twitwi bia ambem wa ase ti bibia eye akweside na yeda onyankopɔn ase na Benedicta mewo initiative will be closely constituency and for a youth and the friends ba edwadie efa schools yehia police post e was being ti medisade dos me ba na so many investors be ejuma ni companies na eba be ejuma many NGOs na eba be ejuma ni nyama yinfo mobilize youth atrom some juma secretary decoration training by a woman it's necessary youth and me for any all the constituency move from kokomutin di mo abo move vote mame na me papa is sense kofi up but number 5 me Benedict Musiafa then number 2 too sure Mesra oba uma eje nti mamma ema ye kan ye won hye abena bibia yi pagya ye mo a na mo ma ye brass senya menya vim na mahwe me mudie ma ready wo me no o ma menya mo vim na me famra parliament so na me lobby ne ma kese e famra subin constituency esan say youth no omo frɛ me ama youth na afenso so omo ben na MPP ni ndisi fi no famo no ne na eba ni Benedicta mti subi be school to July ya subi ya na matina subi ya na mebie meju e kire ni pai wo me otoma omo full play omo ko Benedicta na nim subi ha o na nane ameti on mebie ni amubehu me life colleague.
We have been listening to the parliamentary candidate for LPG, Madam Benedicta. She's been here since morning, and I'm going to engage the parliamentary candidate for the ruling party, that is the MPP, Mr. Obrieboa, to engage him briefly to find out what his observations also about the process so far. Good evening, sir.
Good.
Yes, I am Nicholas Sewusu, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. You are being viewed live on GTV, GBC News across the world on our Facebook. Share with us, what's been your observation? I saw you come in and out to observe things. What's been your impression so far?
Let me use your channel to greet your cherished viewers. I came here in the morning, I was here in the afternoon, and I've come back. To be honest with you, I'm very, very impressed with what I have seen. The voting was so ordered. The security,
yes, sir. Mr. Obrieboa, just a minute. I want to give our viewers a view of what is happening to the vote so far. I'll briefly come back to you so we round up. So this is how the roundup is happening. Yes, so they are now rounding up the voting activities. It has officially ended, and they are sealing the ballot box such that nobody can tamper with it. And I'm sure afterwards they are going to send everything to the custody of the Ghana Police Service. Already we are within the premises of the Ashanti Central region of the Ghana Police Service, and that is where we are now. You see the security operatives already around, and they are keeping an eagle eye on whatever is happening. And so yes, everybody is quite interested in what is happening, and they are all keeping an eye on happening so far. So you see the party agent also ensuring that everything they have done is sealed and kept intact ahead of Saturday.
Well, that indeed and in fact, they are the custodian of order and peace. And I do know for sure that Saturday's general election won't be different from this one. I know for sure it's going to be peaceful. I know for sure there wouldn't be any violence. Because today, what you have witnessed here is peace. And I also want to crave the indulgence of Ghanaians that, irrespective of our political affiliation, irrespective of where you come from, we are one people and one destiny. And to that effect, come Saturday, every individual, every Ghanaian should comport themselves, vote quietly, go home in the evening, come and observe the counting. And I do know for sure that come 7 December, I'm going to win not less than 86% as Subin constituency, and my boss, Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, will be the next president.
Is there any observation you made you would want an improvement in any of the processes throughout the today's proceedings? Is there anything you wish that there would have been an improvement as ahead of Saturday?
To be honest with you, I'm very impressed with what I saw in the morning, the afternoon, and just now. And I also do know that Ghanaians have now tasted NDC and MPP, and they do know that the NDC is not alternative. And in Subin constituency too, per what I've done, my performance, the development that I've brought to Subin for the past 6 months, I do know for sure that they will honor me and they will reward me by giving me the 86% that I'm grumbling for.
I'm grateful for speaking with us, GBC, GTV. So we have been speaking with the MPP's parliamentary candidate for the Subin constituency here in the Ashanti region. I still want to show you pictures of what is happening, how things are being rounded up here at the Subin Center, being hosted at the Ashanti Central Regional Police Headquarters. So that is how they are rounding up the day. Almost all the parties interested in whatever is happening are putting their seals on the ballot box to ensure that nothing happens to the ballots that have been cast. Already we are told that the ballot will not be counted today. They will be kept sealed until Saturday after the general one. Then they will be opened and then the ballot counted to determine who has won what from the process. And so this has been from the Subin voting center. We are still seeing. Okay, so you are seeing things for yourself. There's a bit of a dispute over